When a baby is born, the very first question everyone asks is it a boy or is it a girl? Before the child has a name, a personality, or even a favorite color, we've already picked out the room decor and the person we expect them to be. For decades, we've been told that men are from Mars and women from Venus, that our brains are hardwired differently for things like logic, empathy, or leadership. But what if the male and female brain is less of a biological reality and more of a self-fulfilling prophecy? What if the patriarchy exists not only in our laws, but in the way our actual synapses are fired? Welcome to Humanish. I'm Ashna, and today I want to attempt to unlearn the gendered brain. I want to dive into the science of neuroplasticity to ask, are we born this way or were we just conjured? So actually, let's talk. Human-ish. First, let's look at the data. For years, scientists have pointed to the size of the human brain or the connectivity between different hemispheres to prove that men and women think differently. But modern neuroscience paints a different picture, the mosaic brain. A landmark study analyzed over 1,400 human brains and found that almost nobody has a purely male or purely female brain. Most of us are a mix of traits, a mosaic. But then why do we feel so different? The answer might lie in epigenetics. See, your DNA is like a massive library of instructions. Your environment, the world you live in, decides which books get open and which stay shut. When we treat children differently based on gender, we are triggering different hormonal responses. And these hormones act as chemical messengers that tell the DNA which proteins to produce and which neural pathways to strengthen. If a child is consistently and often unknowingly pushed towards certain behaviors, their body releases specific factors that literally changes the expression of the genetic code. Our brains are not born finished. They are practically sculpted every single day based on societal expectations we're fed. So when you give a boy bricks to build with and a girl a doll to care for, you aren't just giving them toys. You are literally training different circuits in their brains. One is practicing spatial awareness, the other emotional recognition. By the time they're 20, their brains do look different, but not because they were born that way, because they were trained that way. This is where the patriarchy comes in. By forcing us into these pink and blue boxes, we are essentially pruning our own potential. If a girl is told she's naturally good at reason or logic, she might shy away from those challenges and her brain will never truly get the chance to strengthen those neural connections. If a boy is told that being nurturing isn't masculine, he might suppress his empathy and that part of his humanity will remain underdeveloped. We have created a system that takes the vast, colorful spectrum of human capability and squashes it into two narrow lanes. It's a loss of talent, a loss of connection, and I believe, honestly, it's a loss of ourselves. And if you believe that these pink and blue preferences are a fundamental biological truth, you might be surprised to learn that only a century ago, the script was completely flipped. In the early 1900s, many fashion journals and department stores actually argued that pink was for boys. Why? Because it was seen as the stronger, bolder, more decided color. Blue, on the other hand, was viewed as delicate and dainty, a natural choice for girls, of course. If these preferences for colors or roles were ingrained in our DNA, They wouldn't flip-flop every 100 years or so based on a marketing trend. The fact that natural can be redefined so easily just proves that these aren't biological laws, they're conjured realities. So the next time someone tells you that men are just better at X or women are just more Y, remember the mosaic. Remember that your brain is a work in progress, constantly shaped by the conversations you have and the roles you refuse to play. Unlearning the gendered brain doesn't mean ignoring our differences. It means acknowledging that we are much more complex than a color-coded nursery. We are human. And we've been handed a set of color-coded rules and told that that's what we truly are, but really they are just human-ish. I'm Ashna, and I thank you for joining me for the first deep dive of Humanish. I hope you enjoyed and you share your thoughts with me in the comments.